Good morning, students! Welcome to week 5 of our lesson, which is rational numbers. After going through this module, you are expected to express rational numbers from fraction form to decimal form and vice versa, and perform operations on rational numbers. Remember that when we change fractions to decimals, divide the numerator by the denominator. When decimal is converted to fraction, divide the decimal by powers of 10. For instance, 0.5, to change to fraction, write the decimal number as it is read as 5/10. Hence, in fraction, it is 5/10, then reduce the lowest term. Before we proceed to our discussion, let's have first learning task number 1. Express the given statements into fractions and decimals. Number 1, we have 2/10. Therefore, we have 2/10 and 0.2. Number 2, we have 3/5. Therefore, we have 3/5 and 0.6. Number 3, 125 thousandths. Therefore, we have 125/1000 and 0.125. Number 4, 1/4. Therefore, we have 1/4 and 0.25. Number 5, we have 7 hundredths. Therefore, we have 7/100 and 0.07. Let's begin our discussion, which is rational numbers. Rational numbers are numbers which can be written as a quotient of two integers, a over b, where b is not equal to 0. Any rational number can be expressed in fraction form or decimal form. Converting fraction into decimal form is simply dividing the numerator by the denominator. Let's have an example. Express 4/5 in decimal form. So we're going to divide 4 by 5. Therefore, the answer is equal to 0.8. Therefore, 4/5 is equal to 0.8. A decimal is expressed to fraction form by using its digits, disregarding the decimal point as the numerator and selecting the correct power of 10 as the denominator. The fraction is then expressed in simplest form. For example, express 0.8 in fraction form. Solution: 0.8 is equal to 8/10. We're going to reduce 8/10 into its lowest term, which is 4/5 or 4/5. Therefore, 0.8 is equal to 4/5 or 4/5. To add or subtract similar fractions, add or subtract the numerator and copy the common denominator. Reduce the lowest term if necessary. Let's have an example. We're going to add 3/8 plus 1/8. So first, we need to add the numerators and copy the common denominator. So we have 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Then we're going to copy the common denominator, which is 8. Then we're going to reduce the answer to lowest term. So we have 4/8 divided by 4/4. So we have 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1, and 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. Therefore, 3/8 plus 1/8 is equal to 1/2. Another example. Subtract 4/6 minus 2/6. So we're going to subtract the numerators and copy the common denominator. So we have 4/6 minus 2/6 is equal to 2/6. Then we're going to reduce the answer to lowest term. So we have 2 over 6 divided by 2 over 2. So 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1, and 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Therefore, 4 over 6 minus 2 over 6 is equal to 1/3. To add or subtract fractions with different denominators or dissimilar fractions, change them to equivalent fractions by finding the least common denominator or LCD, then apply the rules in adding or subtracting fractions with the same denominators. For example, we're going to add 3 over 4 plus 1 over 6. So first, we need to find the LCD. So we have 3 over 4 plus 1 over 6. So our LCD, our least common denominator, is 12. Then, we're going to change to equivalent fractions. So we have 9 over 12 plus 2 over 12. Because 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3 times 3 is equal to 9. And 12 divided by 6 is equal to 2 times 1 is equal to 2. Therefore, we have 9 over 12 plus 2 over 12. Then, we're going to add the numerators and copy the common denominator. Therefore, we have 9 over 12 plus 2 over 12 is equal to 11 over 12. Therefore, 3 over 4 plus 1 over 6 is equal to 11 over 12. Let's have another example. Subtract 4 over 8 minus 5 over 12. First, we need to find the LCD. 4 over 8 minus 5 over 12 is equal to, our LCD is equal to 24. So we're going to change the equivalent fractions. So we have 24 divided by 8 is equal to 3 times 4 is equal to 12 over 24 minus 24 divided by 12 is equal to 2 times 5 is equal to 10 over 24. Then, we're going to subtract the numerators and copy the common denominator. So we have 12 over 24 minus 10 over 24 is equal to 2 over 24. Then, we're going to reduce the answer to lowest term. So 2 over 24 is equal to 1 over 12. Therefore, 4 over 8 minus 5 over 12 is equal to 1 over 12. So to multiply rational numbers in fraction form, simply multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. In symbol, A over B times C over D is equal to AC over BD, where B and D are not equal to 0. For example, we're going to multiply 3 over 4 times 5 over 6. So, our solution, so we have 3 over 4 times 5 over 6. So, first, multiply the numerators, then multiply the denominators. So, I have 3 times 5 is equal to 15 over 4 times 6 is equal to 24. Then, reduce the product to lowest term. So, we have 15 over 24 is equal to 5 over 8. Therefore, 3 over 4 times 5 over 6 is equal to 5 over 8. Let's have another example. Multiply 2 and 1/4 times 5 and 4 over 6. So our solution, express the mixed numbers as improper fractions. So we have 2 and 1/4. So we have 4 times 2 is equal to 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. Then we're going to copy the denominator 4, which gives us 9 over 4 times 6 times 5 is equal to 30 plus 4 is equal to 34. Then copy the denominator 6. Therefore, we have 9 over 4 times 34 over 6. Then we're going to multiply the numerators, then multiply the denominators. So we have 9 times 34 is equal to 306 over 4 times 6 is equal to 24. Then we're going to simplify by dividing a common factor. So we have 306 divided by 24 or 12 and 3/4. Therefore, 2 and 1/4 times 5 and 4 over 6 is equal to 12 and 3/4. To divide rational numbers in fraction form, you take the reciprocal of the second fraction, or called the divisor, and multiply it by the first fraction. In symbol, a over b divided by c over d is equal to a over b times d over c, which is equal to ad over bc, where b and c are not equal to 0. For example, we're going to divide 4 over 5 divided by 2 over 3. So our solution, so we're going to get the reciprocal of the divisor, then proceed to multiplication. So multiply the numerators, then the denominators. So we have 4 over 5 times 3 over 2, which is equal to 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Then 5 times 2 is equal to 10. Therefore, we have 12 over 10. Then we're going to reduce the lowest term. 12 over 10 is equal to 6 over 5. Therefore, 4 over 5 divided by 2 over 3 is equal to 6 over 5. Let's have now learning task number 2. Perform the indicated operations. Then we have learning task number 3. Answer the following word problems.